Hey guys, so today I'm doing my 2016 reading resolutions review kind of video. So at the start of this year, back in January, I made a video where I talked about my sort of reading goals for the entire year. I just picked a few different things that I wanted to focus on, and I kind of, to be honest, completely forgot about that until now, so like the end of the year. I made that video and then might have thought about them initially but kind of haven't thought about them since, so it was really interesting for me to go back over that video and look at what my goals were and see how I've actually done with them without actually thinking about it. I think I didn't really focus on them as much as I should have. Before I get into that, I just want to draw attention to my amazing t-shirt. It says Honorary Gilmore Girl, so that's pretty cool. I will link my 2016 resolutions video down below if you want to check out what my goals were, and so if you want to go back and see what I was like about a year ago, check out that video, it's linked down below. My first goal that I had for this year was a Goodreads goal. If you don't know, Goodreads is like a social media app you can use for tracking your reading. I have a profile there, I will link that down below as well, because you can go like friend people on Goodreads and stuff. So if you want to friend me on Goodreads and follow what I'm reading and I can follow what you're reading, you can do that down below as well. You can set yourself a reading goal at the start of every year, or I think just whenever you want, and you say how many books you want to read throughout that year, and it just keeps track, like it counts how many books you're reading, which is really, really cool. My reading goal, my Goodreads challenge to myself, was to read 50 books over the entire year. The reason I picked 50 was kind of just because I'd never done the Goodreads reading challenge before, so I thought 50 is like a reasonable amount because that's like one book a week, just about. So yeah, I thought that was a good idea and pleasantly surprised myself by beating that goal. I actually ended up reading 97 books, and that's 97 books not including rereads I would put on when I was rereading a book, but I stopped doing that just because then you kind of feel like you have to review it each time you do that, and I don't want to be re-reviewing books that I've already read in the past and I am keeping the same rating but just rereading it for the fun of it. So I stopped counting rereads, so the ones that I had already put on there I just minused off my total. So not including rereads, I ended up reading 97 books, which is awesome because that is nearly 2 books a week, and if you include rereads it would have been more than 2 books a week, which is really incredible, so I'm super happy with that. My next reading goal was to reread Harry Potter, or to finish rereading Harry Potter, because I think I'd already started at that point, and that's something that I like to do quite often, and of course I completed that goal, and I've actually been really tempted to reread it multiple times since I last finished rereading it this year, so I'm definitely going to have to do it again next year. But yeah. My next reading goal was to read more books by New Zealand authors, and as soon as I watched back and heard myself say that goal, I realised my error was not to be more specific. I just said I wanted to read more books by New Zealand authors, but I didn't really specify an amount, so I guess more than like nothing was going to be an improvement, but I ended up reading 8 books by New Zealand authors throughout the entire course of the year. That sounds really good, like 8 is not too bad because that's not 1 book a month, but it's close to it, kind of, except that 4 of those books were by the same author, so 50% of the books that I read by New Zealand authors were by Calvin Cruikshank, who I really, really do like his books, but it definitely, I should have had some more variety in there, so not super impressed with this one on myself, and I definitely would have liked to have read more than 8 books by New Zealand authors throughout the year too, because there are so many out there that are incredible. I said in that video, and I'll say it again, if you're a New Zealander, or if you're not but you happen to read books by New Zealand authors, which that's cool, leave me some recommendations in the comments down below of your favourite books by New Zealand authors. My final reading goal for the year was to keep up more with new releases, because back then, and just sort of in my entire reading history really, I've never been one to be up with the new books that are coming out and things like that. Harry Potter was one that I was up with when I was a kid. Also Molly Moon, that series, was one that I read as a kid and like got the books as they were coming out. And there were a few others, but for the most part I kind of just read whatever I came across in the library, which usually wasn't the newest books. And when I was in high school I pretty much only read classics, which means that obviously those books were a lot older, so I wasn't really up with new releases at all at that time. So yeah, that was one of my goals. I just wanted to keep up more with what was like current in the book community, and I definitely did that. I counted up, and out of the 97 or whatever it was books that I read this year, 19 of those were books that actually did come out in 2016, and obviously on top of that 19 there were more books that had come out during 2015, which to me that's still impressive that I'd read a book within like a year of it coming out. So I'm pretty impressed with that, and I think I've been doing videos once a month where I talk about books coming out the following month that I'm, you know, really looking forward to and that sound really good. So I've been making an effort to check, again, Goodreads. I check the books that are coming out in the following month, and that's been keeping me up with things that I'm really looking forward to and really excited about. And I think just hearing about a book makes you want to read it. So going out of my way to like look up books that are coming out, new releases, I think that's really helped me. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back in a couple of days with another video, and I think I'm gonna make a reading resolutions video for 2017. Thank you guys for watching this one. Subscribe if you haven't already. I upload 2 times a week, and yeah, like I said, my Goodreads is linked down below, as well as my Twitter and Instagram. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.